The Sephora sale is back, so let's talk about what's actually worth buying. If you're not sure what to pick up from the Sephora sale, or you just want an idea of what other products are out there that you might not have tried, you want someone's opinion, then definitely stay tuned, stick around. I'm gonna share some of my favorites, and these are the things that I really have been loving and using a lot. Now, before we jump into the Sephora products, I do want to talk about a few items that are back in stock that I've been loving, that I've been wearing, and I've had these pieces for quite some time. Starting off with this cow neck cotton poplin top from Banana Republic. Love. When I first shared this top, it sold out in 2 seconds. It was not around for very long at all. I picked it up in this ganache color, which is gorgeous. Banana brought it back out in 3 new colors. If you guys follow me on Instagram, hopefully you saw the post that I shared when I first spotted that this was back in stock. Since I had mentioned it on Instagram and I did a community post here on YouTube, it has sold out in one of the colors, still available in 2 really great colors, a cream and a black, which are really great to add to your wardrobe. It's an excellent top. I always get compliments when I wear it, and whenever I talk to you guys in my DMs, you guys tell me how you've been getting compliments on the top as well. You absolutely love it. You have it in like every color. It's a great top. So if you missed out on it, pick it up for sure, because I don't know if it's gonna come back, and I was actually surprised that they did bring it back in different colors. So if you love the top, this is a great time to pick it up. This next piece from Banana Republic, this cropped square neck linen top. The version that I have is plain in the front, but the version that they came out with this season has buttons down the front. I still love it very much. It has the smocking in the back, exact same. The straps are nice and wide so you can wear your regular everyday t-shirt bras, and it's not too low cut so you don't have to worry about the bra showing. Excellent top if you missed out on it the first time. And these Express Bodycon ribbed crop tops, love. They're nice and thick. They have good stretch to them, and they definitely do some sculpting. These always seem to be in stock, but I did notice that some of my other favorite body contour tops have been slowly fading away in a lot of the colors that they were available in before. So I had to mention this because these are perfect spring, summer staples. I reach for it a lot, especially just to throw on with like jeans and flip-flops. And you can of course wear this with statement skirts, statement pants. You can layer it under your blazers. This is something really great to wear even if you wear it with like a high waist pair of trousers. You can throw on a blazer and then, you know, close your blazer if you want and wear this into the office, and no one would know you had on a crop top because it's not super cropped. It's just a little sliver of skin shows, especially if you wear it with a high waist pant or trouser or a pair of jeans. Otherwise, it's just a really great tank top to throw on throughout the summer. Okay, so let's jump into the Sephora recommendations. When I sat down to make this list, I really just wanted to keep it simple for you guys and share the products that I've been using most recently that I really like for the last few months, some even longer than that. Some I've been using for over a year now. I really love these products, highly recommend. I have a lot of products that I do really like, but I wanted to keep the list simple. I'll have everything listed, like more of an extended product list, in the description box if you want to see some of my other favorites. But let's just jump in, starting with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Concealer. I do have other concealers that I do really like, but right now this one is my go-to, my absolute favorite. I love the coverage. It wears nicely. I just really like the way it looks under my eye. And I feel like this is the kind of concealer that you can get a second one and wear it as your foundation instead of buying another full foundation. I just feel like it takes so long to get through foundations, and if you're someone who wants to try different foundations, then maybe you don't need a full-size product, and it's hard to come by the little small travel sizes of foundations. I don't know why they don't do that more often, but this is a really nice product, and I like to let it dry down. I do that with all my concealers, but once this dries down a bit, I'll do like other things on my face. I'll put a little bit of this concealer, let it sit, or I'll go in with my fan. It has such a nice coverage and finish. I really like this. Next up, this foundation from House Labs, highly recommend. I've been wearing this one consistently for like the last couple of years. Out of all my foundations, this is the one I reach for. I love the finish. It's a nice natural finish and it wears really nicely. I don't even know what color this is because the stickers have worn off and the writing is about to wear off, so I'm not even sure. But I'm down to my final pumps of this bottle. Like literally, I'm getting like spatters of it. So I definitely need a new foundation, but because I've tried this one and I know that I love it, I do want to try something else just so I can speak to it and have something else that might have a different finish that I might like to wear for a different occasion. So I do want to try the Rare Beauty foundation that just launched. It seems like it has a really nice finish. It's a natural matte. I love Rare Beauty products. I have quite a few. Their products are pigmented. When it comes to the blushes, the highlighters are super highlighting. Like, they're really, really nice products, and I really don't have any complaints. The only complaint I have with Rare Beauty is the full-size blushes. You will never get through them. Like, literally, I feel like they will last a lifetime. So I started buying minis, and I'm really happy with that. So I'm gonna try out the Rare Beauty foundation, but this House Labs one is a really nice one. I'm wearing it right now. Next up, sculpting products. I have been loving and using my Fenty Matchstick and my Makeup Forever Artist Color Crayon. These two have been go-tos for me. I just switch them out. I use them kind of interchangeably. But what I will say is this Makeup Forever sculpting, and when I say sculpting, I use it for my contour. I use it here. I'll use it along my nose, into my brow, in my cleft, under my lip. Sometimes I'll blend it out across my forehead. It just depends on what's going on. But this one is creamy, and it blends really, really nicely. The Fenty Matchstick, it blends nicely, but I feel like you have to work kind of fast with it, because once it dries, it's a little more difficult to blend out. It's not as smooth and creamy as my Makeup Forever, and the tones are slightly different. That's not a big deal, because once I do my makeup, I feel like it gives the look that I was going for anyway. But they're just two different formulas. It depends on what you're looking for. I feel like if you have super oily skin, you might prefer the matchstick, but if that's not an issue for you, you have like normal to combination, then this one is a really nice option, but I do really like both. The newest product to my sculpting contouring collection is this NARS Multiple Sculpting Stick. I have it here in the color Cayman. I probably wouldn't have picked up Cayman if I went and purchased this myself. This was a gift to me from NARS, but I do really like the color. And I just go in lightly to do a little sculpting for my cheek contour. This one I do definitely take across my hairline, because I wear this kind of like a contour bronzer. I still go in with my bronzer after this, my cream bronzers, but I treat this more like a contour bronzer. It's a neutral shade. It's very creamy, but it does dry down and it does set. So I don't feel like I have to work super fast with it, but once I put it on, I don't dilly-dally and like do a bunch of other stuff. I start blending it out right away, but I do really like it. Unfortunately, NARS did not make enough shades of this. They really need to go back and come back with some more shades, because I do feel like it's a nice product, and I think a lot of people would really enjoy this one. It's creamy. I think it's really nice for the summer. It goes on really easy, but it dries down. So it's kind of like these two, for me, this Fenty Matchstick and this Makeup Forever pencil, if they had a baby, I feel like it would be this NARS Multiple. The next category is blush, and I absolutely love blush. It's probably my favorite makeup product. It's just so beautiful. It's fun. It wakes up the face. It's a necessity. So this first blush I want to talk about is this Dior Backstage Rosy Glow Stick, and the color that I'm wearing right now actually is Pink Lilac. So beautiful. I love the packaging, and the color is so pretty. I like the texture of this. It wears nicely. I do set it with a powder blush on top, but sometimes I'll even go back in over the powder and put a little bit more just to bring back that glow. It is very pretty. I like all the colors, but I like to spread my blushes around and try different brands. But I do feel like I will get another one of these. These are really, really nice. Next up, this Charlotte Tilbury Unreal Blush Healthy Glow Stick. This is really nice. And actually, when this first came out, this was compared heavily with the Dior, because they have similar colors, similar shade range, similar textures. And so you really could choose one or the other. I do find if you're looking for max color payoff, I would just say go ahead and go with the Charlotte Tilbury, but they're both really, really nice. I wanted to try one shade from each range to see if I had a favorite one over the other. I really like both. And speaking of max color payoff, Rare Beauty blushes. If you are not someone who cares to even bother to build the coverage, if you just want something super pigmented that you could start off light with and then maybe build slowly, or you just already know a couple taps of the blush and I'm done, then go with the Rare Beauty. All the shades that I've tried, all the colors, super pigmented. Really nice color payoff. I like the formula and the finish, and this is like a true like liquid. Compared to like my Say liquid blushes, I really love those. I've spoken about them many times on my channel. Those are very sheer washes of color. You definitely have to build them up, and I certainly would not wear them without layering a powder blush on top. If you're someone who just wants color payoff, a couple dabs and you're done, then go with Rare Beauty. Now let's get into the powder blushes. This first blush is another Dior blush, the powder version. This is in Pink Lilac, the powder version, and I pair the two together, really nice. I always layer my makeup products, whether it's my contour, my bronzer, my blush, I like to layer everything. You get the best look because everything is really nice and blended. You get that setting factor, obviously, of course, and it just wears really nicely. And blush is something that I feel like by the time my makeup is done, I want to add like a little bit more blush, because after I've put on all of my products and everything, especially because I do a little bit of underpainting, I do my blush and my bronzer and my contour first, and then I go over with my foundation. I find that I do have to go back in to bring my blush back, bring it forward again. Love this, so pretty. And this is actually a great standalone product as well. A lot of my blushes I can wear alone when I just want to do like just a little wash of color, but just to really build them up and get that punch of color, I like to layer creams and powders. This is the old formula of the Dior blush. This is in Rosy Glow. This one is really pretty. I do want to, when I finally finish this one, pick up the new formula. I have the most recent formula in the purple, the pink lilac, and so you can tell the pan is completely different. I feel like the wear of this is a lot nicer, the newer formula. This one, I know a lot of people struggled with feeling like it was no pigment. I really like it. I feel like this is a nice color. I was happy with this one, but I do prefer this formula. So I'm gonna, once this is finally finished, you see I hit pan, I'm gonna pick up the new formula. The next blush that I have here is from YSL. This one is really nice. I like the color payoff. It's nice and bold, and it just wears really nicely. It's not super flat. I prefer to add my highlighter later on. I don't mind a flat matte blush. I don't mind if it has slight luminosity to it, but I prefer to add my like blush topper or highlight after the fact. This one is really nice because it has like a little bit of a sheen to it, nothing crazy, but I like to use this color, this shade. This is number 12. JAZ71E. I don't know the fun color name for it, but this is really pretty because I can do a blush bronzer type of look with this. It's really nice. And of course I have to mention my Say blushes. I really like these. These are a big product. They wear nicely. They're easy to wear. They have a nice finish. Not super strong color payoff, but it builds nicely. And if you're someone who likes to do your makeup on the go, you're busy, you don't have a lot of time to worry about making sure you're not putting on too much, you want something buildable, go with Say. The cream blushes are sheer washes of color that I feel like some people really love or hate, but they are easy to wear. I really enjoy those. They are a nice mousse-like texture. And then I put that on and then I go in with one of my Say blushes or any of my other blushes. But I do like to layer my Say products on top of each other. This is my favorite. This is in the color Bella. Super pretty, nice, vibrant pink, a baby pink. It just is so beautiful. This is my favorite shade of a blush color. And then I also picked up this one called Grazy. This was actually sent to me, this shade called Grazy. Really pretty. This is a nice berry shade. I think this looks great on me. I know it'll look great on a deeper skin tone as well. This one has a little bit of luminescence shot through it. It kind of reminds me of a deeper version of like NARS Orgasm, or Milani has a blush too that's very popular that has a little bit of like gold kind of going through it. It kind of reminds me of that, I guess because of just the way it's like marbled with that like gold kind of going through it. Really pretty. But if you're someone who wants easy makeup, not super pigmented, you can make it buildable if you want to. You can layer underneath it, then go with Say. These are really nice. Now let's talk about eyeshadow, because this is a category where I feel like you can be very precise. You don't need a ton of new stuff, but I do want to mention these Makeup by Mario palettes. I've mentioned before, I feel like this is your best bet. If you're not someone who wants to have a huge makeup collection, you're not like a collector, you don't care about all that, then just go with the Makeup by Mario palettes. They're nice and neutral. The color payoff is really nice. They have a warm version and a cool version, and that's all you need as far as neutral color eye palettes. These are the Master Mattes. This is the warm version here. And this is the cool version here. That gray color there is my favorite. They also do a cream shadow in that looks really, really good that I haven't tried yet. But I love them. The Master Mattes are all you need. And then after that, I would get only like fun palettes, which is what I've been doing. Just collecting fun palettes, shadows that I don't have, things like that. But if you're just looking for everyday practical palettes that you can use in addition to your fun, more glittery palettes, then you need to pick up either one of these or both of them. I tend to reach for the cool palette more just because, I don't know, I just really love the tones of the cool palette. Especially when it comes to like my crease color for my eyeshadows, I just really reach for the brown cool tones. Something about them I just really, really love. This palette by Danessa Myricks I'm wearing right now, I was surprised to see that it is still in stock because it had gone quickly and came back once or twice, and then I hadn't seen it until now. So I don't know if they brought it back just for the Sephora sale, but it is available. This is one of Janessa Myrick's Freedom palettes. This is in the pastels, so pretty. Whenever I wear this, you guys ask me about my makeup, but I haven't been able to link or share it because it wasn't available anymore. Now it is, and what I like about these palettes, Janessa Myrick does an excellent job when it comes to like shimmers and iridescent colors. So pretty. This palette is nice as an addition to something like the Master Mattes from Makeup by Mario, because there isn't like a deeper blending shade in here. If you like a black that's not in here, you know? So that's why I say get the Master Mattes, and then after that, focus on the fun shadows. These are really great, and all I do with this one is I'll put this shade here in the corner. I put that all over my lid, more concentrated in my crease, and then I'll go in with my finger for this iridescent purple shade. So pretty. I have it on my eyelids, and I literally just put it on with my finger. And that's what I like about a lot of Janessa Myrick shadows. You can do that with any shadow, put it on with your finger, but with the glittery, shimmery ones, it's just so easy to put on with my finger. And the great thing about her Freedom palettes is that they all come with these cool little pouches, so you can just have one, or if you have like a larger Freedom palette, you can swap out the mini palettes and make one that's more custom if you're traveling. But you can just take one out, it has the lid, and then you can pop it in this little case and travel with it. Have to mention my Makeup Forever eyeliners. These Aqua Resist eyeliners are gorgeous. They have a great color range. And whenever I have found a eyeliner that stays put, it drags. It is more of a like matte, dry texture. These have a really nice glide when you go to put this on, and then it sets beautifully. It does not move, but it doesn't drag. I think that's great. I like these so much. I'm really happy with these. Really happy with these. Now let's talk about setting sprays. I do like all of these, but ultimately, if you're gonna pick one, there's one that I would recommend. So this is the One Size Powder Melt. I like this one a lot, but it did break my skin out. I used quite a bit of it before I realized that it was this product that was breaking my skin out. So for that reason, I won't be repurchasing or wearing it anymore. But it was a nice product. Not sure that's actually worth the price tag, only because of what I was using it for. I feel like I can melt my makeup with a lot of setting sprays that are a little bit less, you know? Then this Fenty You Mist, I actually purchased this a couple of times. I love the container. I like that it's in this metal container. It feels nice on my skin. I don't feel like I could use this alone when it comes to setting my makeup. I feel like this is something that melts my makeup down really nicely. I like it in between makeup steps to extend the life of my makeup, but when it comes to actually setting, this wasn't enough on its own. I would go in with my Urban Decay, which I also really like. My only negative about this is the actual sprayer. It kind of spatters, and for that reason, I'm probably not gonna rebuy it, but if they ever change the spray, I probably would. But it's just too expensive for me to have to be annoyed with that. But I did like these two together, really nice. But my top favorite setting spray that I have been reaching for and definitely will be purchasing again is this Saie City Set. This impressed me. I didn't really expect too much from it. Because Saie's products are very sheer and lightweight, and they're not heavy duty products. When I think of a setting spray, I think of something that needs to be a little bit more heavy duty, because obviously the goal is for it to set your makeup and help keep your makeup in place for an extended amount of time. And I just didn't think this was gonna be that, but it is. I love the way it wears. I love the finish. It gives me a natural skin-like finish, not too matte, not super dewy either. A really nice natural skin-like finish that I'm really happy with. And when I spray it, it does not feel like it's choking me. It doesn't feel too chemically. I really like this spray. This is my favorite. This is the only one you need. Next up, let's talk about some brushes. I have a lot of brushes. I like to always try a new brush that I feel like is going to make my makeup application go faster or smoother or more seamless or blend better, all that kind of stuff. So this is a category I'm always tweaking and changing and trying, you know? But I really like dual-ended brushes, which I used to hate them because you have to store them flat, but I don't even store them flat anymore. I just put them in my makeup cup and call it a day. But this one from Saie I really love. It's been a long time favorite of mine. These two actually that I'm gonna talk about. The fat side of this Saie brush, I go in with my contour along my cheeks and forehead, and then I use the smaller side for my nose contour, my cleft under my lip, just any smaller spaces. And then of course you can go in and do the crease of your eyeshadow or like a wash of color all over your eyelid. Really nice. You can even do under your brow bone if you wanted to. This is not for precision, obviously, when it comes to a super small area like your eye, but a really nice brush. And then this one is great from It Cosmetics. I actually glued this one back together, but this has been a long time favorite of mine to use for foundation. This round, more dense part. And then this other side I like to use for concealer, but you can also use the fat part for blush. You can also use the smaller part for doing your crease as well. So definitely interchangeable with how you use them with cream or powder products. And then this one from It Cosmetics as well I like because it's nice and fluffy and fat. I really like to go in with my bronzer with this one and just like sweep it across my forehead, in the back of my cheeks, really nice. A couple more brushes from Say. This is the all over powder brush. You can use this for powder, but I've lately been using it for blush. It probably also is really nice for bronzer as well, but I haven't tried it for bronzer, but I've been liking how it just applies the product. I use it for this one, but literally I just go in tapping and like literally beating my face with this brush. I really like it. I applied the blush that I'm wearing right now with it, and I just really like the way it just disperses the product along this area. It's a nice blown out look. Not precise, but it gives that nice blushing blown out look that I go for. A really nice brush. And then this one also from Say, this one is called the Fluffy Brush. It's tapered and fluffy. It does a nice job with getting right up underneath your eye. If you want to set your concealer, you can also use it for like a contour powder. You can do your blush with it as well for something a little bit more precise and not so blown out like this brush gives you. It just depends on what you're going for. Now those are some of my recommendations. I have lots more. I'll put it in the description box, but I do want to talk about what's in my Sephora cart right now at the moment. Of course I add, I take away, I move things around, but first off, this Makeup Forever Aqua Seal. This I want to use in combination with my Makeup Forever lip liners. Those are my favorite. I love the colors that I have that I use faithfully, but I do want even more staying power. I know Makeup Forever does have a waterproof lip liner, but I feel like the shades are slightly different when I apply. So I want to try this Aqua Seal, not only on my lip liners, but I want to try it with some of my lipsticks and maybe try it with some of my complexion products as well, because it makes them waterproof and it increases the lasting and staying power. So it's just a product I'm curious to try out and see how that works for me with my makeup, and maybe I could even use it in my brows to help my brow pencil stay put. And speaking of lip liners, I want to get my hands on this YSL lip liner. These are a new launch, and from what I'm hearing, the staying power is tremendous with these. They last really long, but they glide on beautifully. A really nice combination. These YSL pencils kind of remind me of the Aqua Resist eye pencils that I mentioned earlier in the video from Makeup Forever, but in a lip liner version. So we'll see, have to try this out, specifically in the color Sienna Rebel. That's the color that I want to get my hands on from the YSL lip liners. I also have this liquid eyeshadow from MAC in my cart. This color, Velvet Teddy, is the most pretty pink. They actually describe it as like a beige or something, but it is a really, really pretty pink that also can be used as a blush. It's like one of those multi-use products that I feel like is going to be a really nice addition to my makeup collection. I've been looking for more pinks to add to my eyeshadows and lipsticks and blushes, and this one I don't have anything like already. I'm excited to try this. The payoff here is really nice from what I've heard, the lasting power, and it's just an easy go-to like one and done eyeshadow, or you can layer it with other colors as well. I also have a couple of Sephora Pro brushes in my cart. I'm looking for a smaller complexion brush, something small and fluffy to apply my foundation. And I overall want to use smaller brushes when it comes to applying my complexion products. I have a lot of larger brushes, like this is not from Sephora, but this like large brush to quickly put on my foundation. But when I want to do more detailed work or take the time to do my makeup, I find that it's just a lot easier and more precise to go in with something smaller. It doesn't have to be super tiny like an eyeshadow brush, but maybe something that's small and round that I would apply like blush with, I want to apply my foundation with. So I have the Sephora 90 brush and I have the Sephora 98. I think I'm going to go with the 90 at the end of the day because the 90 is rounder and it looks more similar to something I would apply my blush with, but we'll see. And lastly, this vitamin C serum from In Beauty. I'm very curious to see how this works on me. Right now, my mother's using it and she really likes it. I've tried a couple other products from Beauty that I thought were pretty good, so I'm interested to try this one. The last brightening serum or vitamin C serum that I was using was from Sunday Riley. That one worked for me, but I wanted something a little bit thinner. That one felt like a moisturizer. So I felt like I was putting on 2 moisturizers. And it is very pricey, and for the same amount of product, for a little bit cheaper, the Beauty product, which also is getting really great reviews, I can give that a try and see how it works for me. Let me know if you guys have any vitamin C serum recommendations, and I prefer the ones in a pump, so if you have any recommendations that are in a pump, definitely let me know. And that's everything that's in my cart right now. I might add a couple of hair products like the K18 Bond Repair Treatment and the Kerastase Scalp Serum. That's everything that I'm thinking about getting from Sephora for now, because you know how it goes once you're adding and looking at that cart and seeing what else they have and making a couple of Sephora orders, it can get a little crazy. But let me know what you guys are picking up from the sale this year, whether it's skincare or makeup, hair care, whatever it is, let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll have everything listed in the description box, so be sure to check there. If you made it this far and you haven't subscribed already, what are you waiting for? I would love to have you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.